Welcome to Friday Night Party Line for Friday, February 15th, 2019. Tonight on the show... Hey everybody, this is Victor Frost and this is Friday Night Party Line. Tonight on the show we've got Scojo. Hey, Scojo.
Hey, long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Too long.
I don't even recall when was the last time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Especially in this age, political age we live in, where every week is a year.
Oh god. It's just so much. It's so much all the time. It's not fun anymore.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice if you could disengage and then still be able to make rent?
Right? Well, yeah. We got Chirpa. Hey, Chirps.
You fucking sooky ass motherfuckers.
How you doing, Chirps?
I am alive.
Are you? Because you
I guess.
sound kind of not wanting to be.
I mean, have you looked around lately?
I have.
Yeah,
I know.
but here's the thing. It's not, I mean, you don't live in the United States, so therefore, like...
No, he
you
just
kinda
has to watch from
but you can watch
afar.
it dispassionately, whereas, like, kind of like how I watch Brexit, and I just go like, lol, this is like, this is dumb. And then
Yeah,
they
the
look
difference
over
be
it up.
that Brexit won't severely affect the whole world's economy versus the U.S., which does.
I mean, you know,
If they ever follow through with Brexit.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, on one hand, you've got a side that hardcore wants to go Brexit, and on the other hand, you've got a side that doesn't want to go Brexit, except they have to appear like they do because they were the Remain side originally.
Well, what I mean though is that you have no say in any of the stuff that's going on in either of those two. So you can kind of be disengaged. I mean, even though you have to write about it, you're still not. It's not like your backyard is literally on fire.
Yeah, that is also a problem.
Yeah.
You're like, it is summer in Australia right now.
Yeah, like I knew it was starting to come into the rainy season when the first one of my friends had to mark themselves safe from a whole city flooding.
Oh.
Yeah, Townsville under fucking water. Call the Powerpuff Girls. Shit's fucked.
I was about to say. Oh. Lucha Castle says, just depose the monarchy.
Well, that's the thing. The Queen doesn't have fuck all to do with it. She just chilling.
Queen doesn't really care all that much, if we're being real.
The Queen is just like, well, the Commons are making a mess again. Where's my Range Rover? I'm going to run over the paws. Actually, no, she wouldn't do that, because the Queen is actually reportedly an extremely nice old lady. Unlike her husband and her son.
Well, the Queen worked as Red Cross during World War II.
No, in fact, she was a motor pool mechanic.
Motor pool mechanic. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
What was that? That was a very dissatisfied grumble there, Scojo.
No,
He's just Queens shouldn't be fixing. Queens shouldn't be fixing engines. It's unseemly. Though
So
I
you
will
were gonna-
say, I do know what the Queen's favourite drink is. I was required to learn how to mix it back when I was a valet.
What was your Queen's favorite? What was the Queen's favorite drink?
No, your Queen is still perfectly acceptable there, because she is. And it's gin and Dubonnet.
I don't even know what Dubonnet is.
It's a Scottish liqueur.
Ah, okay. Oh.
It's actually quite nice. I quite like a bit of Dubonnet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's it taste like?
It's kind of like a wine, but it's kind of like fortified wine with herbs and spices and things in it, and a little bit of quinine, and Yeah, it's hard
Ugh.
to describe.
Quinine. Ugh.
It's about. I do know that it's about 15%, and it goes down pretty easy, but also will kick your ass.
Were you required to make it off the off chance that you end up having to drive the queen, or was it just like
Not drive the Queen, different kind of valet. You're thinking valet like car park. I'm thinking valet like Jeeves. What Americans would call a butler, except in Europe they wouldn't call a butler because a butler was the head of a household and not a personal servant.
Gotcha.
Yes. And essentially, yes, just in case the Queen did visit the historic country house where I worked, which was not unheard of. She did not while I was there, but, you know,
You
it
gotta-
was a
just in
possibility
case.
we had to prepare for, because you don't want to get queened unprepared.
Yes.
Oh, and
Would
it's
you
30%
please make my favorite drink?
Oh,
Throw
And
law on the books.
Just pour the queen a shot of tequila.
shots.
She's like, it's a trick question. All drinks are my favorite drink.
Tequila!
Down your tequila, Charles, you fucking soft cock.
Where's the lime and salt?
Oh, are you suggesting we were so unrefined as we would serve tequila without lime and salt? Oh,
No,
and
I
for
would
the-
never suggest.
And for the record, it's 2 parts Dubonnet and 1 part gin, with 2 cubes of ice and a slice of lemon. She takes it before lunch every day.
Pshh, go queen.
Yeah.
I suppose she can, though.
Well, yeah, she can do whatever the fuck she likes. She's
Yeah.
fucking queen.
Yeah, who's gonna call the queen out on smelling like gin and Dubonnet? Okay. Sure, but you had a little story you were about to share with us before we went live.
Yes, now,
share with us the story.
the Democratic primaries. No.
Oh no, keep going. I want to hear where you go with that. That sounds great. Keep at it.
Nothing though. The Intercept is shit as always, and that is
Yeah.
all I have to say on the matter. They published yet another conspiracy theory, so you know, if there's anyone you can trust to launder your fucking right-wing conspiracy, your right-wing conspiracy theories into left-wing conspiracy theories, it should be the libertarian-turned-leftist Glenn Greenwald. But anyway,
Did you
Yes.
catch that? Did you catch that LaRouche died?
Lyndon LaRouche.
Linda LaRouche, the conspiracy theorist presidential candidate. Well, really off the wall presidential candidate, and somewhat of a cult leader.
Yeah, I did hear he'd popped his
So
clocks.
when you say conspiracy theory, like, are we talking the world is flat, the moon landing was fake, or what?
Yeah, we're talking like crazy people that stand on corners with like pamphlets that are gibberish.
Oh, I love those people. They're so fun to
Mostly
watch.
ranting
So,
about the Jewish
was-
conspiracy and or
Ugh.
other stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
again.
Yeah. Well, no, not really, because he's fucking dead.
Yeah,
he
I
ain't
suppose
going
not.
anywhere again. He going in the ground.
Yep, he did.
Oh, and funnily enough, as I scroll down through the Wikipedia article of Lyndon LaRouche, I literally see a man standing in the street wearing a sandwich board.
That's how I knew of them. I had never.
They don't
I
do
actually-
sandwich boards anymore. They do spinny signs and Statue of Liberty costumes. Or maybe those are just bail bonds people.
Huh.
He's one of those people I thought was already dead prior to him saying he was dead. I thought that like they were just a cult based off of like his, estate. But I guess they are now.
I thought for sure Alan Alda was dead until I recently found out no, he's in fact still alive.
Oh no, he's awesome.
Well, no, he
If
is.
you ever
He's
hear any
hilarious.
current like review, yeah, but he's like a big science advocate and everything. He's fun to listen to.
I can imagine that.
I mean, if you just assume everyone's dead, you'll be right eventually.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. So what
We're
was
all
that
just
story,
fucking
Germs?
passing through in the long run.
Churbs, the story.
Oh yeah, about Joan of Leeds, my personal patron saint.
Please go on.
Well, Joan of Leeds was a nun in medieval times, the 14th century to be exact, and well, to cut a long story short, she faked her own death because she wanted to fuck real bad. And they only just discovered the records of this in the diocese where she was hanging about. Or, well, until she faked her own death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you do.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's I can respect that. Like, everybody gets the thirst every now and again.
Mm-hmm. Didn't she also learn to take up sword fighting?
You're thinking of a different person.
I probably am. Let me see.
Yes.
Oh, you put the link in. Nice.
Yes, no, she was... I know the one you're talking about, I just can't remember her name for the life of me.
Yeah, she fell in love with some woman, and she learned how to do sword fighting so she could fight and protect herself and her lady. Something like that. Can't remember.
She was also an opera singer, I believe.
Yes, that's also true.
Ah! Yes. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because it's really French. Sorry,
It's
French
really
people.
French.
Julie de Aubigny? Aubigny? I don't speak any French. Come on. That.
Okay.
Where's a French
Well-
speaker when you need them?
Not wanting to talk to people who speak English.
Well, I can't blame them after that attempt.
Okay,
also,
so-
Victor, have you
what?
looked at that story?
The one you
The
linked
one
to?
Yeah, the one I linked to.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the
Looking at
photo up the top?
But wait a minute, isn't that...
Yep. That's Gary Brannon from the Technical Difficulties.
I was gonna say it's everybody's favorite Gary Brannon. Gary Brannon. Or is it? Oh no! It's not. He's not the bounciest man on the internet. That's. I really need to watch more Technical Difficulties.
Don't they normally like put attribution at the bottom, like who's in this picture? Like,
If you hit the eye, there it is.
no,
Gary Brannon.
There you go.
Extraordinary, like a Monty
Yes.
Python sketch.
They're examining a Archbishop's Register, where there was a marginal note in Latin to warn Joan of Leeds, lately none of the House of St. Clement by York, that she should return to her house. And that she has impudently cast aside the propriety of religion and the modesty of her sex out of malicious mind stimulating a bodily illness. She pretended to be dead, not dreading for the health of her soul, and with the help of numerous of her accomplices, evildoers with malice aforethought, crafted a dummy in the likeness of her body in order to mislead the devoted faithful, and she had no shame in procuring its burial in a sacred space among the religious of that place.
Oh damn!
And then after faking her death, he continues, and in a cunning, nefarious manner, having turned her back on decency and the good of religion, seduced by indecency, she involved herself irreverently and perverted her path of life arrogantly to the way of carnal lust, away from poverty and obedience, and having broken her vows and discarded the religious habit, well, yeah, I mean, get naked and fuck, she now wanders to the notorious peril of her soul and scandal to all of her order.
And here, what we are really reading is the first attempt at fan fiction, religious fan fiction.
But I'll tell you what, I'd rather hang with her than fucking Archbishop William Melton, who wrote it.
Truth.
He sounds like a boring dude.
Yep. She sounded like she had a good life.
Yeah, she sounds like she had a good life. Well, maybe not a good life, it was medieval times, but it sounded like she had a fun time.
Yeah.
They didn't really say what happened to her afterwards, so...
Well, yeah, she threw off her nun's habit, put on another robe, and rode off with them to Darlington, where Gregory de Thornton was waiting for her, and with him she lived for 3 years or more, and then there's no further note of what happened to her. But,
I like to think she left a trail of broken hearts.
Here's to you, Joan.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you had a good time.
Okay. So we have Skojo here. We should probably let him talk about politics some.
I don't want to talk about politics.
I don't want to talk about it. Skojo, what happened to you, man?
I've been beaten down.
Beaten down, you say?
I mean, how many days of Trump said this, Trump tweeted that can I take before you just want to check out?
I made the Insta-Trump speech generator
Oh,
because I thought it would be funny.
God.
It wasn't funny anymore. It wasn't funny, man. The joke went on too long.
So,
Apparently, someone in the chat believes that I am both immortal and boned Joan of Leeds.
I mean, it's entirely possible.
I suppose. I mean, what really is the expiry date on not kissing and telling?
I don't
I say
think
it is.
there is one.
I say if the other party has been dead long enough that they are now an artifact, it's probably okay.
It's probably all right for the sake of historical records and accuracy. Got my shimmy on. Yeah, the burnout from politics is very real, unfortunately. And you feel guilty because you want to be informed, but at the same time, you kind of don't.
I mean,
There is.
I listen to a lot of political podcasts, but they end up covering the same stuff. And then I'm like, I should get rid of one of these, but I like one person who talks on each one of these, and I don't want to get rid of it.
I suggest you stop listening to Friday Night Party Line. It shouldn't be too hard. They haven't published an episode in ages.
Yeah, right.
It's true. True.
It's too true. Too
Now,
true.
I mean, there's a lot of BS news. Well, my advice, if you're feeling burnout, is to just cut out some of the stuff that doesn't ultimately affect you. Like for right now, I have cut out really paying attention to anything happening in the Democratic primary. You know why? Because the freaking primaries don't start until like, I don't know, like the first primary is not until like 11 months from now.
Oh, Scott, you should know. But you should know by now, both the primaries and 2016 never end.
And like, I'm in a state that I don't even know when our primary is now. I should probably look that up.
You used to be so politically engaged.
Didn't you run for office once?
Yeah.
Okay, I was 29 at the time. Now I'm, I'm
Yeah.
older.
Well, now you're older, and you have a magnificent beard. I say you should run again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would keep thinking I'm a communist.
No, run on a platform of Abe Lincoln had a beard, and so do I. You know it makes sense. I'm Scott Johnson.
Oh my God! I just realized. It's been 10 years since I ran for office.
Jesus.
Wow.
So that
I
means you're
remember
39.
that. Oh God, I remember that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Let's see. My
Crap.
state. Oh, my state. Well, I will get the vote in the primary April 28th, 2020.
Oh, okay.
So
That's a lot
I
more
have-
reasonable.
I have a year and 2 months before I get to say anything. Like
Before you have to say anything.
Yeah.
Really.
And on top of that, by that point, places like California and Texas will have already voted, and they will have most likely eliminated any person that I want anyway. And I don't really care. I mean, everybody who's running is at least better than what we have. So
I
I
think
am not really concerned on that.
I think there's actually legislation that's going through here in California to push us further ahead. Push us further.
No, you guys already
up.
are. You moved up. Your guys' primary is now on March 3rd.
Ooh.
So it pretty much goes Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, South Carolina, and then like a couple days after South Carolina, it's Alabama, California, Massachusetts, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Vermont, and Virginia. So that'll be that March 3rd is going to be when the primary is pretty much over. So if there's a
Good.
bunch of people, there'll maybe be 2 people running at that point still. Depends who gets in, and that is such a good schedule for Harris to have California so early.
Yeah.
So, I mean, usually they have to. California used to be like the last state.
Not anymore. Ha ha ha. He says vaguely French-like.
Yeah, I'm afraid that French Canada does not get included in the primaries.
Man, the last primaries are DC and Puerto Rico, but then before that, the real states that get last are Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, and South Dakota. I guess
The real states.
they didn't decide to move themselves up. Hey, Puerto Rico, not a state. Washington D.C.
Not a state. Never mind all the rest of our territories or protectorates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, why should I sit here and argue like the finer point, like getting the stupid, pointless arguments with people online about why the person I may like at the moment in the Democratic primary is, left enough or whatever, or electable enough compared to whoever the person likes, as long as they're not picking Sanders, I don't really particularly care.
Oh God. I hope he doesn't run again.
I really don't. I don't feel like I feel like as long as Warren is in the election, I really don't think Sanders really has a path to victory. Again,
Yeah, pretty much.
I love how I pretty much go I'm not paying attention to the primary, but then I can tell you exactly. Well, if Sanders doesn't, Sanders has no chance if Warren stays in.
Old habits die hard.
Well, let's face it. I mean, it's not hard to tell, even if you're only taking a cursory glance. The guy is at 14% with 98% name recognition. He's fucking cactus.
But
He's also got the highest unfavorables.
To rant really quick, I really want a Gen X president. Obama was a Gen X president, technically, but I do not want anybody. The only people I really don't want are the people over 70, and unfortunately Warren falls under that, but just barely. So I'm whatever. But I really don't want, even though I love Biden, I don't want Biden. I don't want Sanders.
Biden has issues.
I want the 50. I want the people in their late 40s, 50s running and getting in there. I don't want anybody in the boomer generation. Their time has passed.
Yep.
Enjoy your retirement.
Do we all agree that at some point AOC is going to be running for president?
Maybe. I don't know. It depends if she wants to or not.
That's my favorite, actually thing. People, they'll be like, well, AOC will run for president in 2020. And I'm like,
she's not old enough.
35. She won't be 35 by then.
Actually, I think she and I are the same age.
But I mean, it is also a matter of if she wants to or not, because remember, Pelosi is an incredibly experienced and incredibly effective politician who has zero interest in running for president.
Oh my God. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's birthday is only, 6 days before mine. Huh.
Oh. Well, there you go.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, there was something funny on politics, the whole, will Pelosi be the Speaker of the House? And everybody was like, oh, I think her time's passed. And then she pretty much just, crushed Trump during the that shutdown.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was like, oh, okay. Okay, we get you. To be fair, not really hard.
No.
Yeah.
Not so much.
And of course, let's not forget that everyone was going, oh, Stacey Abrams should be the speaker instead of Pelosi. Pelosi's fucking garbo. She's too old. Oh no, we want Stacey Abrams, a real progressive speaker. And now everyone's kind of turned on her because she went, I prefer Harris over Bernie for the fucking primary, and now all of the same people who wanted her as speaker are just like, you're fucking cancelled, get out.
Those stupid Bernie supporters, they just will not.
I don't even.
They won't learn.
My other. I don't. That's why I decided I wanted to step back, because I really didn't feel like sitting there explaining to people what an attorney general's job is.
Yeah.
And and like the difficulty it is to be like an liberal attorney general. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you talking about how people are constantly writing Kamala Harris for doing her job?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's like there's certain things that you have to do as the attorney general, like following the law.
Yeah.
Prosecuting crimes.
And let's
And,
not
like-
forget that one of the people who is one of her loudest detractors for this is a person who was also a former attorney who defended the KKK in court.
Who was that? I actually don't know.
And also illegally wiretapped witnesses and nearly got disbarred for it.
I don't understand why there was a nearly.
No, that was Glenn Greenwald.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Way back in the day before he was with The Guardian. Or it may have been concurrent, but it was around that time. Yes. Yes.
Someone just posted in the chat. Lucia Castle just posted in the chat. But Trump's a master dealer, and then there's an emoji that I can't. Oh, it's a clown emoji.
Yeah,
There you
he's certainly doing a bit of master something or other.
Yeah,
He's a very hands-on president.
It's
Hands-on
real-
what is the question?
likes
It's
to get a
really
real
great.
grip on things.
It's really great when you screw a deal like a year ago, and then you have the fight again and get less than what you would have gotten if you would have taken the deal originally.
Oh yeah.
I just, man, politics. I just can't, I cannot. I don't understand how you get a deal where you get what you're asking for. Like, he wants the wall funded. They were gonna give him the wall to make Dreamers like a path to citizenship.
Mhm.
And then everybody agrees that that's a great idea, and they're all like,
Mhm.
"Okay, fine, we'll give you wall money. You make it so that anybody born like that, is illegal, was brought here illegally as a child, can have a path to citizenship." Seems like a fair deal, right?
Sure.
And everybody was like, "Yeah, this is great." Like a day before they're about to vote on it, suddenly it's like, "No, I want capped to legal immigration too," and it just blows the whole process up. And they had this great deal, and if he would have had it, he could have been like, "I'm the great deal maker," but he just blew it up at the last minute, and then like a year later, we end up having like a month shutdown for no good reason.
Well,
He doesn't even get what he would have got then.
Well, there's a psychology behind it. The psychology being that there is this mentality that if you are compromising, that means you are giving up something. And to give up something would mean that you have failed, you have lost. And so anything other than outright getting exactly what you wanted from the very get-go and giving no concession whatsoever would be a failure, which is why he fucked it up.
Oh my. I have some very important news.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I love really important
What?
news.
Tim Tams have released 3 new flavours.
What flavors?
Dark chocolate and sticky raspberry, choc malt and sticky caramel, and choc hazelnut and gooey caramel.
Ooh, there's my flavor. Need that hazelnut.
Fucking love Tim Tams.
We don't get Tim Tams.
I think you can get them on Amazon.
Maybe.
I know you can get Milo and Vegemite on Amazon because my friend Ren bought Vegemite on Amazon when she was in college, and found out that she actually really likes it on like a bit of toasted, I think, brioche. And also she followed the advice of plenty of butter and spread it thin. If you're not used to it. I know that I bought your sister and your brother-in-law a tin of Milo on Amazon.
Let's see.
Oh, Zergy, we love you too, buddy. But yes,
It was a Zerg.
yeah, man. Zergy's a good fella.
Tim Tams on Amazon. Anyways,
Yep.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
you can get Tim Tams on Amazon. You can get double coats. Wait, this might be Amazon Australia. It is Amazon Australia. Of course you can get them there. Fucking. I keep forgetting
probably
Amazon
get one of
Australia
those-
exists.
you
I
could
have
probably get one of
Prime.
those Chico roll holders on Amazon Australia.
Yeah, but why would you want one? That's what the bag's for, you Philistines.
I don't even know what a Chico roll tastes like. You said it tastes it's chicken-esque, if I remember correctly. That they couldn't legally call it chicken.
Oh no, you certainly could. I mean, it just tastes like a cross between chicken, like a chicken dumpling and a dim sum.
Dim sum. My favorite thing.
Yep, you can get a packet of Tim Tams double coat on Amazon for $11, which is pretty fucking reasonable considering it had to be shipped across the planet.
Ooh, there's something that we might all have weird opinions on, or
the
not care
planet?
about. The Amazon headquarters plan falling through in New York. No,
Oh yeah, that is the thing that
you're
happened.
just like, I don't care. It's on the other side of the coast. It's on the other coast.
Well, no, it's not even
Well,
that I
who
don't
cares
care.
about New
it's-
York, the tiny little irrelevant town, man? Like, what's happening in New York that matters? Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing's happening. You know what's happening over here? We're not getting that high-speed rail system that we wanted so bad. We got to deal with it being a short segment.
Wait, you have
Very
public
sad.
transportation in LA?
I know. I was a little shocked myself, but then I noticed these giant buses driving around, and I thought they must be doing something. So I followed one, and it ended up at a bus station. So it's crazy. And it was even a big one with like trains and shit. I didn't even know we had those.
Yeah, I was honestly incredibly surprised to find out that, yeah, LA has like a subway, man.
Yeah, we do. We actually have a subway going all the way to Santa Monica
Hell.
Beach from the Inland Empire. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, but what about the Hyperloop, man?
Ugh, I wish.
Fuck the
For some
Hyperloop.
reason, like subways in a place that gets earthquakes, like doesn't feel like a great move. But
Well, we also have tall buildings. The thing about being in a place with earthquakes is that we build things to withstand earthquakes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like buildings are probably a little bit easier to build. I don't know. It just it's one of those irrational thoughts.
Are you sure you don't want a Dahar and Shard earthquake bed? / hell prison?
Wait, is that the one? Is that the one that when an earthquake happens, you drop into a cage?
Yep. Or the cage drops onto you. They have options available for your fucking
that's-
awful death.
Oh, that's
Cream.
lovely. Hopefully, your leg isn't dangling off the bed.
Oh no! If you've got something dangling over the bed, it won't close or drop. Except then you're just gonna die in the earthquake. And who sleeps in like a perfectly neat, ordered way?
Nobody.
And then like, what if this fucking thing's on the top floor? That thing has got away like 1,000 pounds. If the building is collapsing and you need the thing, it's gonna be fucking going straight down through some other poor bastard's living room and just demolish somebody. Like it's gonna be you in a hell prison that's just fucking splattered in viscera of all the people that you smashed through on your way to Mother Earth.
Oh no, the neighbor's cat!
Not to mention, like, those things, it drops the mattress you're on down into the hell prison,
Right.
and it's got supplies in the bottom of the hell prison,
Mhm.
which the mattress drops on top of. Have either of you ever tried to bend a mattress that you're kneeling on?
You're
No?
already on.
Yeah, that you're,
you're
like,
already on?
already on, like, kneeling on, to give you a bit of extra leverage.
I haven't. No.
It's very
I feel
difficult.
like if you, I feel like if you've got one of those beds, you're not going for like a classical spring mattress. You get one of them. You're getting one of the memory foam type deals.
Oh, yes. How ironic. Your mattress came in a box and expanded, and then you went straight back into a box. Also, imagine if you imagine if you just shagged too hard when you're on one of those things and it fucking tripped.
Ooh. Wait. So how do you get out?
It's just like you're in mid-stroke and the fucking thing just consumes you.
Well, I guess the question then is, do you keep going or try to get out?
Well, I was a Catholic, so I do have an instinct for the latter.
Go.
I like that joke too much.
Oh, jeez. So there's some. So, Churba, I don't know if you have this problem. Scojo, have you been getting a lot of robocalls lately?
I mean, all the time. Pretty much
All
like
the time?
Any call. It sucks because like my cell phone's a work phone and my own personal phone. So like numbers call that I don't have the number of. So it's not like I can be one of those douchey people who never picks up their phone if it's an unknown call.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I get a lot of dumb junk calls.
Yeah. So there's Ajit Pai, the head of the FCC, the guy who has an inordinate love for his Reese's Cup mug.
Yeah, douchebag. What?
He is such a douchebag, but he's for once doing something not douchey. FCC is apparently going to be considering regulatory intervention if major phone companies fail to adopt a new anti-robocall technology this year. It's basically a form of caller ID authentication. And a lot of the major providers have actually said they were going to do it, but they're not actually implementing it yet. And they're really dragging their feet on the whole damn thing. So the FCC is trying to get that in. The technologies are called... This is so stupid. Shaken and Stir.
Kill me.
Yeah. I'm trying to look up what the acronym actually means. So STIR, Shaken stands for Secure Handling of Asserted Information Using Tokens. Ugh, that's a backronym. And STIR stands for Secure Telephony Identity Revisited. And they're trying to push basically the FCC's saying, all right, phone companies, chop, chop, get on it. Maybe Ajit Pai himself got too many robocalls.
I mean, I feel like that's something where there wouldn't be a political divide on that issue.
There's no partisanship on robocalls.
I mean, there are a lot of things where there shouldn't be a political divide on, but robocalls is definitely one of those. Who likes them? Unless you run a robocall outfit, and you probably, even if you run one, you probably don't even like them.
You're just doing it because you know it makes money.
Exactly. You're just waiting till you get some person with dementia, and you just steal a bunch of money from them.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they're looking for. They're looking for people that are
vulnerable.
Vulnerable in some way.
Yeah. That's very sad.
I used to live with a guy who had well, I'm not sure if you'd call it a robocall company, but it was definitely a spam call company, who was also a horrendous scam artist. That guy was a piece of shit, and I hope he's dead.
Well, tell us how you really feel, Churba.
Oh, okay. If I saw him again, I'd do it myself.
No. Okay. Fair.
Like, further questions about whether I'm going to kill this guy?
Don't tell me when you do it.
Especially don't say it on Friday Night Party Line.
Yeah, exactly. Not like George when he told us about some gun-related shenanigans, and then 10 episodes later he's like, "Oh yeah, I can't talk about that on here." And like, you already kind of did, buddy.
Yeah. And now Victor brought it up again.
I know, it's part of the record. It's public. But I didn't say what episodes.
I still refer to the time that he accidentally put a round into the wall of his house as his teenage boy incident, because he was just cleaning it and it went off.
Yeah, exactly.
As many a teenage boy has said when he was stepping out of the shower.
Yeah.
George learned to ski, so he can't be here, and now he's
Yeah,
thrown
yeah.
under
If
the
he
bus.
was, he could say something about it, but he isn't, so we can't.
Yeah, if I may take a page out of the book of another one of the famous Scots, rip George for taking part in the most dangerous sport on earth, skiing. He was dead the moment he stepped foot on that powder.
All right, one more thing. It's kind of on the fun side. It's, I think, interesting at the very least.
I forgot I had this tab open, this fucking cat.
All right, come on, let's see it.
I already put it in the chat, you just haven't looked at it yet.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Should be a Twitty. Should be a Twitter post.
Twitty?
Twitty.
Oh, okay.
Twitty.
Twitty.
It's 2019. Yeah.
That cat does look like Gavin McInnes.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's not even... That's a very angry looking cat.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just forgot I had that tab open and it caught me by surprise.
It's in a little sweater.
Well, yeah, it's got no fur.
It's got no fur.
It's got to have a sweater.
Yeah. I feel like it needs a sweater with its face on it.
Oh, that's amazing.
That would be.
I should make Darcy a dog vest that has her face on it.
Yes! Yes, you should.
Like just one on each side, just like yo.
Yo. It's a woofer with two subwoofers.
Oh hey, a new story about Elon Musk. Ugh.
What's he up to now?
An Elon Musk via Musk, I believe. Yep. An AI company has claimed that they've made a text generator that makes fake news that is impossible to distinguish from real news. The only thing is that, like, they won't show it to anyone. They're just like, oh no, we're not showing this to you, or to any of the research, or any of the results, or anything else, because it's too dangerous. And I'm just like,
That sounds like
That's-
vaporware.
yeah, that's not how it works. And plus, I have zero doubt that if it actually was a real thing, they would be selling it to people.
Oh, of course they would. They'd be selling it to the news companies first, so the news companies can fire journalists.
Because let's face it, this is Silicon Valley. There is not a more amoral valley since, I don't know, Death Valley. Back when it was just
even
full of
the other
death.
even the other Silicon Valley here in the San Fernando Valley is much more moral than the Silicon Valley up north.
Yeah, at least if they're going to fuck you, they're honest about it.
Oh, there's the picture of the cat again. Oh, that's great.
I know it gets you, doesn't it?
It does.
It's coming
All
out
right.
of nowhere.
It's like, bah! Surprise cat.
It's like an
All right,
angry wallet.
Alright, so, one more story here. A sealed copy of Super Mario Bros. For the NES has sold for just over $100,000.
Nobody spoiled the ending for that guy.
Yeah. Apparently the seller came into possession of the game is unknown, or how it remained in such good condition despite no protection from shrink wrap. Who pays $100,000 for this?
Someone with $500,000. No. Actually, no. Probably someone with many millions of dollars.
Yeah, it had to be.
I mean, it's like some of those really extremely rare comic books that sell for like a ton of money. Like,
Oh, what the fuck?
Fantasy, like 15, right? I mean, it's just if it really strikes you, I guess you spend the money.
And
I'm
also he... Oh, sorry, Scott. Go
Oh
on.
no, it's okay. Go.
He's never going to be actually be able to play this or, like, actually see the thing. He's only ever going to be able to see the outside of the box because it's been slabbed in a fucking nitrogen-filled cell.
Yep, for preservation.
And I mean, fair enough, but they do realise that those cartridges degrade on their own, even in a nitrogen atmosphere, right? Because the chemistry of the internal batteries just kind of leaks.
Yeah, I mean, but if it's never
the original
open,
Super Mario doesn't have an internal battery. It's the burned chip. You can't save that game.
yeah, you can't. There's nothing saved.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
no, that one might actually be fine then.
Yeah.
But the other
Not
point
that
is,
you'd be able to read it.
yeah, well, I mean,
Not that you'd be able to play it, I mean.
the real point would be it's Schrodinger's battery anyway in a game like that, right? If it's in a sealed box that's never been opened, you just assume that everything inside of it is good because if you open it, then it's no longer
Slabbed.
Sealed. Yeah.
yeah, and then you've already screwed it up. So like no one will ever know until I guess if it had a battery, I guess if it has battery acid and it eats the
So
eats it from the inside, that'd be great.
So I've always had this really childish dream, this real childish fantasy that if I ever become rich enough that I can piss away money like that, I would go and buy and win and get the winning bid on things like this, and then immediately destroy it in front of everybody there.
Oh my god.
Just to see the faces.
This seeing that in the slab actually just reminded me of a book I read years ago now, called Geek Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about a guy who kind of falls out of a game company because, you know, they screw him over and he loses his IP and everything else because he signed it over to the company.
Mm-hmm.
So he falls in with this gang of like Ocean's 11 styled geeky criminals and ends up doing a scheme where they make counterfeit comic books and then slab them, but then have them run through the official slabbing machine and process and everything else, and hack the computers so they're entered into the system and everything else, so that they're selling these counterfeit comic books as genuine slabbed collector's comics.
Which nobody will ever be able to verify because then they would be unslabbing them.
Exactly. And also,
that's so
the
clever.
only authority who would know for sure, which is that company that slabs all the comic books, they entered it into their system as genuine, so they don't know. As far as they know, it's real.
And even if they found out that it wasn't real, they can't risk saying so because that would decrease their own credibility.
Oh, well, no, even if they discovered it's not real, I mean, the fucking nerd mafia have already made their money, so they don't give a shit. Yeah, that was a good series of books by a chap called Rick DeCarn.
Mm-hmm.
Who
I might read that. That sounds entertaining.
He looks like someone made he looks like someone tried to make a clay model of our friend Pete, but kind of didn't have enough clay.
Now I gotta see this guy. Huh. You're not wrong.
I find that happens, yes. But he is a decent enough author. They, you know, it wasn't exactly War and Peace, but they were thoroughly enjoyable books.
Hmm.
And it was a very clever heist plot. I liked it.
Yeah. No. Oh, it's gonna take work to get back into the swing of things of this show. Okay.
Well, I mean, you know, our topics were like politics. Hey, like 5 months went by.
Yeah, 5 months went by. Oh, how many more months until the end of this presidency? Assuming he's not voted back in. Ugh.
Yeah.
I just made myself sad.
I don't know. I'm still holding out hope for Mueller, kind of like a bottle of scotch on the shelf that says "Do not open till."
Well, he's already put people in jail. He's going.
Yeah, and he's still going. But I just want to see how it all shakes out.
Oh,
you know, oh man, there's that's the one mysterious thing that's kind of interesting to talk about. Like the whole Manafort like deciding to work with Mueller, but then like
Committing more
lying about
crimes?
something that he should have known better, and now is getting like at least 20 years, probably, from the Mueller team is suggesting to the judge for sentencing.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Like, he had an out where he could have probably got away with not, maybe like a couple months in jail, and now because he lied about this meeting, like he's completely screwed, and then you're like, why? Yeah, like it really makes you wonder, like, what that meeting must really be incriminating, because like that was a very high risk, low chance of reward scenario for him to take that chance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta wonder what the Russians or whoever he talks to have on him, on Manafort, that he was willing to pull that.
Oh, hey, just sort of unrelated to any of that. Have you guys heard about the Child's Play remake?
Oh,
No.
you mean like the horror movie, not
Yeah,
the
like Chucky.
parody?
Yeah.
I was like, the Child's Play, the one where they give video games to people in
No. The horror movie. The horror movie.
No, I did not see that one.
So the trailer, based on the trailer, it looks like it's rather than a ghost possessing a doll, it is AI gone rogue.
Huh.
Yeah. So the new Buddy doll is very advanced, high tech, lots of sensors, connection to the cloud, advanced artificial intelligence. It feels more like a horror version of the movie Small Soldiers than Child's Play.
Man, I remember that movie. That movie
Small
was
Soldiers?
not that bad.
Small Soldiers? No, that was great. I love that movie. I used to have some of
it
the
was
figures.
Okay. I
Pretty
did
sure.
not.
Oh, I'm
Did
pretty
that
sure I
movie
still
take place around Christmas? I think at the community day I was just at, they were playing that on the screen outside.
Small Soldiers?
Yeah.
I think
There
it
you-
actually... Yeah, I think it took place around Christmas.
Yeah, because
Or-
I think they were watching, because there was these toy soldiers, and I was like, this looks really familiar and very 90s.
They had some good special effects in that movie.
Oh, yeah. I love how they rebuilt the Barbies. That was hilarious. I don't know why I remember that movie so vividly. It was just a really good movie to me.
Oh, were you like 12?
No. Wait.
Like right when your hormones were kicking in, that's when everything's vivid.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's called the nostalgia effect, but it's called the nostalgia bump. Is what it's called.
Huh.
But I don't
know.
remember.
I kind of escaped that.
Anywho, so all right. Do you guys have anything you're thoroughly enjoying at the moment that you want to plug?
Oh man, I mean, I've just a lot.
Shall I share what I
you
want to
should go
plug
first.
while you
Go first.
while you guys
Go-
think about
go-
something you
go
want to plug?
Oh, I just have to decide between which of like the 5 things.
Oh, which of like the 5 things? Okay.
There's so many things.
Okay, so a while back I started reading this manga called Kimi ni Todoke, which is about this girl.
Okay.
No, Kimi ni Todoke. Anyways, it's about this girl.
No, sorry.
About this girl who gets a lot of crap at school because everybody thinks she's basically the girl from The Ring. And then she's cursed and all that stuff. They give her a terrible nickname after the girl from The Ring because she has a similar name. And the entire manga was about how she's coming out of her shell, how she meets this cool guy, and how she finds love and a better social life and makes friends and all that jazz. I recently found out there was an anime, and so
yeah,
I am
I read
watching that quite thoroughly.
I read that. I read everything.
Yes, you do. I'm also kind of into the new anime Girly Air Force, which is kind of stupid, but also kind of great.
I haven't heard of that one. I've only heard of Dragon Pilot, which is Top Gun meets Top Chef.
So, Girly Air Force is anthropomorphized fighter jets, but they try to explain it with science and alien technology. Woo. So, kind of cool. On the 3rd episode, there are more. So,
Cool.
Yeah. Really enjoying. I've been really making the most out of my Crunchyroll subscription this year, I'll tell you that.
What was it called again?
Girly Air Force.
Noise.
Yeah. Turbo, what do you got?
I have people in the chat asking me why I'm always talking about Vor.
Why are you always talking about Vor, Turbo?
Because sharing is caring. Because don't you just love to make a good meal for people you care about?
Wait, did you say for or of?
I mean... Why not both?
¿Por qué no los dos? Okay, so what do you got, man?
Basically everything. Let's see. I've been enjoying the hell out of Good Place. I've recently finally got around to watching the last episode. It is banging. Star Trek Discovery is back with season 2. It is as consistently excellent as the first season was.
I gotta get around to watching that.
Yeah, I have a few episodes left. I'm a few episodes behind Good Place, and I saw the first season of Discovery and loved it.
Black Lightning is a really good superhero show.
I'm too old for this. I retired. Like, the whole show is just like him being like, I gave this up. Stop it.
And now the second season is like, oh, now my daughter's got powers.
Yeah, oh, God. My kids have superpowers. How am I gonna deal with this?
How can I reach these superpowered kids?
I mean, it hits the strike zone being a father of a daughter. I mean, it's definitely that. I love Black Lightning's good.
Yeah, it is real good. And I also like how it covers a lot of subject matter you don't see in most superhero shows, because it's very much a superhero show second and a show about a black community first. Let's see. I've also been playing a bunch of Sea of Thieves, which is banging. You may have seen me and Victor play a little bit of that recently. I've been playing, as ever, a bunch of Destiny, because that game is like fucking heroin.
I got so many games I need to get back into playing.
And
you have so many games.
Yeah. Me and Scott just laugh in humble monthly. And I'm also playing a fair bit of Apex Legends, the new game from Respawn, the Titanfall 2 devs, and the Titanfall devs. It is sick as hell. I love it. Yes.
Huh. Okay.
Oh man, it fucking goes off.
Oh. Okay. See, I don't believe it when Gabe and Tycho talk about it. I believe it when you tell me about it.
I mean, to be fair, I also did really enjoy Battlegrounds, let's not forget. As Zergy, who has been one of my teammates / victims, can attest. Yeah, go Anteater Squad. Unbeatable because we defeated ourselves before you arrived. But yeah, Apex Legends is a really well put together game.
Alright, cool.
Like, I mean, it's got a few little quirks here and there that I'm not so sure about, but I think a lot of those are mostly just me coming off of Titanfall and into Apex Legends. Because I played so much fucking Titanfall that I will go and try and do something instinctually and it doesn't work. Because this isn't Titanfall, and I can't suddenly just run up 30 feet up a wall, grapple off some giant robot, and fling myself into the fucking sun.
Nice.
It's like being a
Scojo.
fighter pilot without a jet.
Alright, Scojo, what you got?
Oh man, I mean, I'm reading a ridiculous amount of comic books, but I don't
As you do.
Yeah, pretty much. still the Jason Aaron run on Thor. He just took over Avengers too, and they're both really great. He's been doing like Thor now for like 5 or 6 years.
Ooh.
It's like gonna be one of the definitive runs once he's done. I can't recommend it more. And like now he took over Avengers, and the Avengers stopped being like the Shield's gone, so like the Avengers are now being sponsored by Wakanda, and so now like America doesn't trust them, and they need to find like their own team. So it becomes like the International Avengers dealing with all these like nationalistic like super groups and stuff.
Scrubs. They're dealing with Scrubs.
Yeah. So those are pretty fun. There's like a new Firefly comic, new Buffy comic that I'm just checking out.
There's a new Firefly comic.
Yeah, well, they
go.
Dark Horse lost the rights, and Boom Comics took over, and so they're rebooting, kind of rebooting Buffy and Firefly through that. Yeah, they're pretty good so far. I mean, they're only on like issue 1 or 2, but still playing. Like we just finished. We've been playing these Civ 5 and Civ 6.
How did I know it was going to be Civ?
Yeah, we play like a hot seat by Cloud, which they just added to Civ 6, like officially. We've been using these like add-on things to work, and literally the first game we started at Civ 5 finished about a couple weeks ago. It had been running for over 3 years. Finally finished. I just gave up. I was like, I'm in second place. Never gonna actually. No chance I'm gonna win. But yeah, now we're playing some Civ 6. We got a thing that is working on Civ 6, so we're playing that, and I'm working through the Mass Effect games. Those are pretty fun.
I'll be honest, as soon as you talked about coming second in Civ, all I could hear in my head was just Scott going, I gotta fuck Rim. How can I fuck Rim the hardest?
No, dude, I don't want to get into that, but he really effed Rim in that game.
I know I still have that sound clip somewhere.
Oh, I do too. I used to have it on my phone. It used to be my message tone. I changed it before the first PAX.
I got the whole entire world to crush with Rim in that game. And then, just to be funny for that real quick, we're playing a Civ game, and the guy he killed in the first moments of this long-running game that just ended, just killed him right away in the beginning of the game. Wiped him out completely. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, so playing Civ. Yeah, I mean, just a lot of reading. I mean, I'm really right now. I'm playing Raise a 4-year-old. We're going to the Y a lot. She's learning how to swim. She's taking
Aww.
Nice.
We're like playing, like learning a little bit of basketball. You know, doing all this stuff, like being physical.
Did she not want to go with the gymnastics?
We just didn't put her in gymnastics yet. She might be doing that in summer camp. We're registering her for kindergarten. That's how crazy that is. It's crazy.
Hey man, she could go to Buck Rock's Creative Arts Camp, and maybe, I don't know, maybe she'll meet Angelina Jolie's kids or something.
Definitely warping her. We're going to Disney World, and her grandmother wanted to get her a dress, like a Disney princess dress, and she was like, "I don't want to dress as a princess." And we're like, "Well, who do you want to dress as?" And she's like, "Black Widow." Yeah. So I was like, okay.
If she ever wants to learn how to kill a man, Uncle Cherba is right here.
Well, that's what we were talking about. There's no assassination. There's dance, and there's gymnastics at the Y, but there's not assassination classes.
Well, those are both things Black Widow did learn. So.
Yes.
No, I know, but
the Red Room.
They don't have assassination at the Y.
Look, man, I know I'm not at your local Y, but we'll talk after. Give me a call.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, just surviving. I'm always finding time. Man, the backlog of books that is just piling up is crazy. I just got this whole thing of, I don't even remember the name of the comics at this point. These Kickstarters, like I Kickstarted something like 3 years ago, and then it like shows up at my door, and I'm like, when am I gonna read that? Yeah. Anyway, lots of fun. Oh, Spider-Verse, man, into the Spider-Verse. Such a great movie.
I'll try to. Cherba, have you seen it yet?
No.
Ugh. Man,
I would say we could watch it and we could go watch it and then find out, and then we can all talk about it next week or something. But, meh.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Didn't have the time nor the money.
Yeah. Movies are expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, man. That's one thing that really screwed me this year. That whole Movie Pass thing not working. Like, in fact, that it still worked, but it didn't ever let me watch a film. It was great. My mom, who had it, could go because she has nothing to do during the day, so she could grab a ticket before they all disappeared. So she went to like every movie under the sun, but I never was able to. That really cut down on the amount of movies I was going to.
Bummer.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah. All right then, folks. That is it for this episode of Friday Night Party Line. Come check us out. Come tune in next Tuesday when we play yet another game.
Are you sure you want to actually give a schedule? We have not historically been fantastic at that.
Shh. Tune in next Tuesday for another episode of Victor Plays, where I'll be playing yet another game from the Victor Plays Interactive Game Queue.
Oh man, do you have any really terrible ones on that queue?
Narcissu, the 10th Anniversary Anthology Project. It's another one of them visual novel things. I don't know. God. And then Warframe. I feel like I should kick Warframe off of this list, given that I've already streamed it with you, Churbs.
Yeah, but I think
Goat
Warframe is one
Simulator.
of those games that's forever.
Goat Simulator. That's good. Yeah.
Goat Simulator. You can get it on the Switch now, which is hilarious.
The music
There was
is great.
There was a Goat Simulator crossover with fucking Payday.
What?
Reminds me, I gotta play some more Elite Dangerous without reading instructions or doing tutorials.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow, you're going to be in for a surprise. Well, maybe not, because you didn't really learn the controls too much last time. But it's very different now.
Oh, what did they do? Completely radically change it again?
A lot.
Oh.
Yeah, I still
Is it
have to
easier
learn how
land?
to. Well, I still have to learn how to use a discovery scanner again.
Yeah, no, I learned it. I know how, so
I gotta learn.
it's actually not that hard. So
All right then. Well, that is that. Tune in next Tuesday for all the reasons I said before, and you will catch us next time on Friday Night Party Line. Good night, everybody.
good night.